Hi, and welcome
Hello.
back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve. And I don't know what our problem is, but
A
anyway,
mouthful of chocolate.
we're trying to watch the bloopers. Maybe you'll see. But we're here. It's and we're back, and we have I don't have a lot to talk about. I've had a horrible week, but I got lots of stories.
I have,
but not a lot of knitting.
I have. I wanted to start because I have some stuff.
All right.
I made some more flowers, cherry blossoms.
Those are so pretty.
But these are connected to a story.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
So I had been making the flowers with the leaves and some of the wrapping stuff with the wrong weight of crepe paper because I couldn't find it to order it. I looked around better and I ordered this weight. And yesterday my order came. That's another story in itself. I accidentally ordered it twice, but anyway, the first one came yesterday, and the package was completely soaked. It was wrapped in a cardboard paper, not a box, that was so wet that I didn't have to do anything to open it except peel it open. And it had
Was
that
the paper damaged?
No, fortunately the paper was wrapped in plastic, but it was completely covered with wet. I had to dry it off before I could open it.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I ordered some cute little trims. I'll show you the trims, actually. Which I will in a minute. So I have all my junk stacked over there. So I kept opening it. They send a little postcard, and this one said April, and
It was ruined.
it was completely soggy and
I don't
ruined.
understand how that would even happen.
Like I said, he must have dropped it in some water or dropped water on it, and
Like
this
it's
is-
Arizona. It's not like it got rained on or anything.
no, definitely not. You probably can see that there's nothing on this receipt because it got so wet. I'm like, oh, this receipt's going to do me a lot of good at tax time.
Gosh.
Yeah, and then this is what their receipts normally look like. You know, I actually have letters on them. So
is so weird.
I'm going to be taking this to the post office. If the paper had been ruined,
Yeah.
they would have heard a very screaming mad person. And I am somebody that can complain, which I had to do on Thursday for my son's birthday. We had dinner here at our house for him, and his favorite restaurant is a little over, in traffic, it's a little over half an hour. Mm-hmm. And we ordered it because it was kind of a large party, and it's a small, tight restaurant. And even in the best of times, we hardly fit there. And I went to pick it up, and they even checked. And I saw them checking. I said, 8 entrees. Get back over here. Her entree's missing.
It's always you.
That was me. I get left at the gas station. Everybody eats ribs but me.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It's on my dinner.
So I ate a little bit of my food and then got back in the car, and an hour later I bring her food.
Well,
I missed him opening his presents.
Their phone wasn't working.
Yeah.
No.
We tried to call, and
Yeah.
they just went straight
And
to
it's
voicemail.
it's a great restaurant.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
love
mom
it.
and pop place, and
And they're from our home state. That's why it's
Yeah.
really good.
so that was, but that one I didn't complain. I got there, I was kind of annoyed. I said, I live in Ahwatukee, and it's not close, not at all close, which is why I don't ask for a DoorDash or anybody to bring it, because we would be waiting forever.
Yeah.
So I got the trim. We moved the camera.
Different story.
Yeah. So this is what was This is what was in
Keep
the.
up.
Focus.
This is what was in the trim that I ordered. There's one that looks
What
like a
is
tape measure, and one with bees. And then I ordered these again. I ordered a different color. It's a leaf.
We'll
trim.
put up a picture.
Yeah.
And then.
This is the one
these
that came in the-
This is the one that came in the wet one, and these leaf things, I think they would have been absolutely destroyed. This probably would have dried out okay.
Wow.
Anyway, I've complained to post offices before about things, but you can't get through. You can't call. They don't want you to call because they don't care.
Yeah, well, and then I don't know if there's really any. Is there really any point?
I think they need to know that their mail carrier soaked my package and did nothing.
Yeah.
He just put it in the box and,
Oh well.
oh, my bad, but it wasn't like he brought it to the door and said, I'm really sorry, can I see if it's damaged? Anything like that. Nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That's weird.
I used to, a long time ago, I lived, my friend and I both lived in this, in different apartments, but in this area that had big walls around the apartments. And she
in
loved,
Albuquerque.
yeah, she loved, she had a book club. She loves reading. And she kept having the mailman toss her books over the fence
Where her dog was.
where her dog was, and then one time her dog ate her book, which she had already paid for. And so I, for things like that, I know how hard it is to complain. But had that paper been damaged,
Yeah.
yeah, I would have been livid.
Well, it's like I was telling Eve that when I lived in Little Rock, my friend Greg sent me a box for Christmas that had books and various things. I think it had something from a museum or something, But anyway, he had sent this box, and the mail carrier, I guess they came like after business hours, because we had a security door, but that was open during the day so that the mailman and the UPS guy and the FedEx guy could get into the building. And then like at 6 or whatever, it would automatically lock, and they didn't have the code or anything like that, to get in. So so either he got there after the he got there late, or didn't realize that you could open that door during the day or whatever. I don't know, but he left this package
And he
in
didn't,
the courtyard.
He didn't even leave you a note to say
Yeah,
that he
didn't
did.
leave me a note to pick it up, everything, and of course I wasn't home actually because I was home for Christmas. But my neighbor saw this package sitting out in the courtyard. He had just happened to see it, and it had been there for a while because it was open and leaves had blown into it.
The box was open?
The box was open, yeah.
Somebody
opened it.
Somebody opened it
Yeah.
and took stuff out of the box.
Oh my god.
And so Halbert, found it and put it by my door, because he would always pick up my mail for me when I was out of town or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just happened to go.
Did you ever find out what was missing from it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because
But she never complained to the post office. She is not like me.
But and it,
After the point, I guess.
Yeah.
After it happens, I don't see that really the.
To make sure it doesn't happen again.
yeah, but what are they gonna say?
What
Sorry.
happened
No,
here?
actually,
Oh, I see.
They have policies for these things.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I have no confidence
I
in
had
them.
one other thing. I have been working for a whole week on making these llama bags, and for a variety of reasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
She kept putting them in timeout.
yeah. One of the things was
Rage quitting.
Yeah, rage quit. One of the things I had to pick up everything because it's Easter and we had dinner here, and I sew on this table, and then I was sewing in between, and I was making one of the vinyl ones, which I had to start again. One of them, it's like, I'm not doing that one. And I've made the vinyl ones before, I know what I'm doing, but nothing, it would so like this. I'm
Just
kind
keep
of
slipping.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of really picky about top stitching, but I'm gonna have to let it go on this next one because I'm like, I'm just gonna sew it. So I made the regular kind because the other one's in timeout. And it has this really cute little llama charm on it.
That's so cute.
And, it's one of my regular bags. One of the things I wanted to mention, and I don't think I have really, is that if you take the charm off, some of the charms can be washed, doesn't matter. But if you take the charm off, it's completely washable. So if you accidentally, get it dirty, because you should take your
if the postman delivers it sopping wet.
Yeah, if the postman delivers it sopping wet. But there's no reason why you can't wash it. And if you want it like this again, you just iron it. And it's just, fabric. There's nothing in it that can't be washed. The vinyl ones, of course, you can't wash. But that I made up, I was like, it was done. All I have to do now is put the snap on. I make her.
Let me see it.
I measure
it for me. Because for some reason, when I measure it,
cute.
I don't get precise enough. Yeah.
I need one of these.
Yeah, Judy says she wants one too. I have extra cloth, but I don't know.
I know.
Anyway, so
Very
I got
cute.
at least one made. And then of course I made my flower because
That's fun.
yeah, I needed something. After I made it yesterday, I was like after the debacle of Robert's birthday, I missed him opening his presents, and we all ate cake together, and that was nice, but that was not how the evening was supposed to go. Yeah.
That's neat.
So, and his friends gave him his coworkers.
Sneeze, I'm sorry.
His coworkers gave him a little, like a bucket basket kind of thing, of some of his favorite stuff, his favorite candies, and
You okay?
I just don't want to sneeze.
they gave him a bottle where they all put little notes of what they like best about him.
Aww.
Yeah, really sweet. And he works as a bouncer, and so
Like that you're really big and strong. And that you beat people up for me.
yeah, so I wasn't as productive as I wanted to be this week, but
This is the
That's-
first.
what?
Huh? What were you gonna say?
that's the first of my. That's the last of my stories, I think.
What are you working on?
Oh, so I have a custom order for
A scissor fob.
a scissor fob with this spaceship, but I'm replacing the little charm underneath with a little spaceman.
Because one of our customers asked for it. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, normally I don't put, I don't normally, say, yeah, custom orders are okay. If people talk to me and I think I can do it in a timely fashion, I will, but
That's
I
fun.
take care of my father, and that comes first, and so that's why I don't have the fabrics posted, and
Yeah.
do you want to bag out of this or that?
Right. Just do what you can.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, my day goes pretty fast, and I do all of this stuff, I fit it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But that's cool.
but this is relatively easy if I can get this charm off. Yeah, so I think it's not going to be a problem. I just got to find where the break in the thing is. And if I finish this, I have some other charms I might make. So, yeah. What are you working on, Beth?
I am.
Besides, you're not working on Tribalo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So so I want to start with my finish. So I finished Tribal Owl. Yay! This again, this white willow stitching Tribal Owl. White willow stitching. I was talking about. I've seen several patterns that Skylar Larson did. She did. There was one tribal hippo that I saw on Pam and Steph a long time ago. Steph stitched it because of Fiona, the hippo there in Cincinnati.
I love that.
And then just
Now she's old and
couple,
boring.
yeah, a couple days ago, I saw somebody had just finished Tribal Elephant
Oh, that's cool.
by
You need to do
Skylar
that.
Larson. So, but this is
Ta-da!
Tribal Owl. It's all done. Yay.
That's
So,
neat.
yeah.
I found it.
Gosh, your back is as neat as your front.
I know.
Turn it
I
around.
said-
Turn it around. Look how neat
There's
that
my
is.
backside.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
my
so-
backside doesn't look like that
That's so cool.
on any of my projects.
Yeah, so this is all finished, and I'm going to do a wall hanging. I didn't realize how close this was to the top,
Oh.
but it's, but anyway, so it's and it's close to the bottom too. But,
I can help you work with that. It's not a big deal.
so, yeah.
That's neat.
I had to do one thing. I didn't mention this on my update.
I was like, what is that?
It's a piece of left
Oh, so sorry.
fuzz. I had to pull out this eye and redo it because it was
Wrong
off.
place.
It was off by one
Oh, no.
stitch, and at first I thought, well, maybe I could just just kind of fudge it. But then like this little little section would have been right up against it, and yeah, it wasn't right. So I had to take it out and move it. But it was actually all one
All one thread?
thread, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And so I just redid it. and
That
just-
looks so good.
yeah.
Neato.
And then so I think what I'm
Happy
going to do
birthday,
is
Rachel.
yeah, and I showed it during my update, but it's they're out in the garage now. I bought
Hi, sweetheart.
like these big, huge sticks at Hobby Lobby. They had these
Doggy's
big,
visiting me.
like
Sorry.
birch sticks.
Get
So
them.
I'm gonna cut one of them to hang it off of, and I have this as the variegated thread that I used for the stomach and the face, the eyes of the owl, and I'm going to use this to make cording to hang it.
Mm-hmm.
And I went ahead and bought a new skein because I didn't know how much I would need and if I had enough on the skein that this was. This actually took more than one skein to do the body and more than one skein to do the
It's big. It's way bigger than I thought it was.
yeah,
gonna
it's
be.
it's pretty big. And then I
so
chose
nice, though.
this.
Aren't you glad you listened to me and did
Yes.
the variegated
Yes,
thread?
beautiful.
This was my idea.
This is the thread. I'm the fabric I'm going to use for the back.
Oh, that's so
Just
cute.
green
Little swirls.
with little swirls on it. Yeah.
That's very cute.
So that's my plan to do that, and that's all done. And then also, I had mentioned that I was almost at 200 subscribers from my other my channel, Fanta Stitches, and so I wanted to do a giveaway if I hit at 200. So I surpassed it. I surpassed 200.
Congrats.
Yeah. So on my channel, what I'm giving away is this little bunny that Eve designed.
Oh, cute.
This little bunny, and then also this berry basket pincushion by Nicoletta Farato. I don't know how to say her name. Sorry. This was a featured in a magazine, I think either Cross Stitcher magazine or just Cross Stitch magazine. I thought I had it on this picture, but I don't. It's on another thing.
You're giving away the pattern?
But no, I'm giving away. I'm
she
giving
made
away.
it so pretty.
Oh.
Yeah. I made this for the giveaway for the exchange for Stitch
I
Nanigans.
remember. We'll put up
Yeah.
pictures of this.
Yeah, so I made the pin cushion.
So cute.
So the pincushion says 2020 on it because that was when Stitch Shenanigans was supposed to be, but then of course it got postponed and then it got canceled. And this is that
This
yarn.
is my yarn?
That you spun.
Oh.
I made cording out of it. So this I made the little pincushion and it's filled with walnut shells. And then I did 1/1. This is 2/2.
We'll put a picture, a
Yeah.
close-up picture right
And
now.
then this is 1/1. And so this has the original
So
date
you made it
that
the
was
same. It's the same pattern, just
it's the
smaller.
same pattern, just smaller.
Oh,
and this
cute.
this one has the original date on it, 1851. And then it comes with a pair of scissors.
How cool!
So this is for the giveaway. This is going to be for the giveaway.
And I'm going to tell you about this yarn real quick. So this yarn that she used to make this cording was one of my first attempts at spinning yarn, and I called it my Franken yarn because I would never use it for anything like knitting, and I had a bunch of it because I just was practicing and practicing. And she was talking about needing cording, and I was like, well, what about this? And actually, when it looks so primitive and neat when you cord it up, the imperfections actually, cat hair, the imperfections make it just right for something like this. I think I'm so happy that worked out.
Mm-hmm. And then also I'm giving away little thread bobbins. There's llamas and saguaros.
What are those?
Huh?
Whoa.
Thread bobbins. You wrap a thread around it and so you can put through a little cut to hold the thread.
I didn't know about these.
Yeah, they got them at Hobby Lobby. They have llamas and saguaros and
cute.
cats and dogs. I have a cat and a
Wow.
dog.
So head on over to her channel and enter for that drawing.
Yeah,
That's
so you
great.
just say I would
Subscribe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be a subscriber.
Be a subscriber. But yeah, so
And
that
just
you
don't
can,
say the word giveaway.
right. You can find her channel in our link tree, which we post in the description box. Click the link tree, and that'll take you to our page, and that shows you her YouTube channel and also Eve's. You can get to those also, so you can have lots of viewing pleasure.
Yes.
On my channel, I don't talk about all the other stuff I do like I do here. I do a little bit, but not as much. I talk mostly about my cross stitch, which I don't talk a lot about here. And then I also have other videos that are art videos, which I stopped doing
That's
for
very
a
cool.
while and all that. But my channel is weird.
So the other thing,
It's ostensibly a floss tube.
the other thing that came was that just today, was it today? Yeah, earlier today. More rabbit patterns.
We'll put
This
up a picture.
is April, May, and June.
With my dry package.
Yeah.
She got one wet one, one dry one.
This is April, May, and June. So this is April. These little chocolate bunnies.
So cute.
And May. These bunnies. I almost couldn't see them. They're white on a
Oh, I
heard
see.
it.
on a
Talking
sort of a
about them
white
on her.
background. See, they're white.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
color a different fabric.
Hannah's gonna make fun of you for saying white.
What?
She makes
White.
fun of me for pronouncing the H's in WH words. I don't know why.
And
Trying to
then
utter things.
this is June.
Cute.
So I had forgotten that I ordered this.
Those are neat though.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the whole calendar? I think you should do the whole calendar.
I think I'm going to do them all, but I'm not going to do them all in one thing. I don't think.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
because I don't really have any place to hang
Yeah.
something big
But
like
her
that.
idea of doing the calendar like,
like a flip calendar.
Mm-hmm.
You
Like
should
a-
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like one of those, like that. Mom has a photo album like that,
yeah.
and if you could do something like that,
Mhm.
and you could flip it every month.
And I could even add the month. You know, like
Mhm.
just
Put the names of it.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Stick it on there somewhere. But so yeah, so then also I didn't I this is the first time I've stitched today, and I didn't stitch at all yesterday because I've been working on that design for Byron's bookmark.
Yeah. A
So
pastor that we know.
yeah.
Oh.
So he's gonna help us with he helped us with did the service for my mom when she passed away in December, and then in about 10 days or so.
Yeah. We're having her
Today's the 10th, and
22nd.
So the
22nd.
yeah,
We're
the
doing
20
her
on the 22nd
interment.
is when we're gonna inter her ashes, and so he's going to do that as well. And so as a thank you to him, we're
Because
putting
he won't take a dime from
yeah,
us.
we're putting together a basket for him. And so I designed, you can't see it, but I designed this little bookmark for him. And it says, rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer, Romans 12:12.
That's beautiful.
And then I put some images on there.
Is that a trumpet? What is that?
That's an angel with the hands.
Oh, I see it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's easier to see in color on the thing, but yeah.
And a dove. That's really beautiful.
Yeah, and a dove and a little sun. Yeah. So
That's
I'm gonna do a
neat.
floss toss and decide which of these two fabrics. This one is they're both Irish linen, I guess.
Ooh, those are
32
beautiful.
count. And this is sand. I got this at Michael's just the other day. And then this one I dyed
beautiful.
with either, I think it's with brown Rit. That's what I think is what
It's
I
really
use on
pretty.
it.
It looks like coffee.
Yeah.
I think you should do that.
I thought maybe it was coffee, but I think this is. I know I did something with brown dye, and
it's really rich.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's a beautifully rich color, and I like
It
this.
reminds me of
yeah,
safaris.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean by floss toss? Like
To see,
auditioning?
to put the
auditioning
floss on it to see
What colors
if
look
it
good.
looks good.
Yeah, that's neat.
But I think it will because I used like greens and blues, and the dove and the angel are white basically,
yeah.
and
those will show up
and
nicely.
then there's a sun that's gold color.
And to make a bookmark, would you put a backing on it, or
I think I'm going to put a
cardboard or something?
Yeah, to put a piece of cardboard and then fabric,
Mm-hmm.
and then like maybe I don't know if I'm going to put a tassel on or not because it's for Byron. You know,
Yeah.
it's manly. I want to make something,
Yeah.
sort of manly. But yeah, so
I like those. I like the letters. I like the way those look.
yeah, I was gonna do like a small lettering, and then I wasn't real crazy about it, and
This
I was
lettering
looking
is
at-
very like angular.
Yeah.
Like the O's are.
it looks almost
like it.
almost like Greek lettering,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but a little more modern,
Did you create this alphabet or?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did. Yeah,
That's really
because I started. I was using this little that sampler thing that I
Mm-hmm.
designed like a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, I'm just going to use that. But the lettering on it was so big,
Mm-hmm.
And it probably wouldn't be that big on this material, but with this design, it was just too huge. It wouldn't fit, and the word tribulation wouldn't fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I thought, I'm just gonna make a different
I love
thing.
that.
And so I just fiddle around with it till the only thing is that like I wanted the eye to look a little different, so it's kind of slanted, but here it's not because there's no room,
no
it's
room,
squeezed
yeah.
in there. But and also the A, I also made it a little smaller because it was very wide like the O, but then to make it fit, and the
Yeah.
N also to make everything fit.
Looks really
I
great.
squeezed them
I think
all
it's
together, so.
really unique.
Yeah, so it's kind of
It does look like
fun
Greek.
and different.
Yeah,
She's been working on that for
That's
a couple
really
of
All
days.
day today.
Yeah,
all
that's
day.
good,
Because I had the idea kind of percolating in my brain, and then today I finally sat at the computer and
I need to
did
get
it
on
all.
I'm gonna make him. I think I'm gonna make him coasters.
And then after all that, since it's going to take a little fuzzling around to start it. But so in the meantime, I was working on this, which
For
is
Mama.
blessed, the design I did for my mother. So I'm working on that. This is not correct because I found some mistakes in there. So,
It's nice.
but yeah, so I'm working on that today. In the meantime,
I didn't realize it was so small. That's
Yeah.
nice.
yeah,
That's really pretty. Well, is it my turn?
yeah, I think so.
'Cause I don't have anything to say. No, I
I
did
don't have
not.
any stories except that my dinner didn't come.
Oh yeah. But you told me that Eve drowned you in
I drowned her
yeah.
in Frappuccino.
in Frappuccino.
I was-
I got a text. Eve drowned me in a frappuccino. And I was like,
I had
how
a-
exactly
I had
does
a-
that happen? Did
a
you
bottled-
fill a bathtub with it? Or
She
had-
didn't even
your head in
acknowledge
there?
that I bought her a frappuccino.
Oh,
I had, yeah, she had bought me a frappuccino at
Okay, I
when
paid
we-
54 cents for two.
when she was at CVS, and so we were sitting in the parking lot, and I had opened up my bottle. It was that Starbucks bottled frappuccino, and
it
so
wasn't like a freezy cold one
no,
or
no,
anything like that.
So I had opened it up, and we were backing out of the parking lot, and we have a backup camera in the van, and so I had seen this car kind of go behind us, but it was pretty far away, I thought. And then, but Eve just saw it like kind of at the last minute and slammed on her brakes, and I just went whap all over my,
Well, because in that particular spot, in that particular spot, there's two exits from that parking lot to the where you can get out. It's a Circle K next to a CVS, and I always go out the upper one because it's easier to maneuver to.
She drives like a grandma.
What she said, which you might not have heard, is that she drives like a grandma.
Yeah, well,
But she also has a pristine driving record.
Yes, that's true.
Which I do not.
I think I've had. Have I ever had a speed? Yeah, I had one speeding ticket in Florida like 30 years ago. Yeah.
My aim is to get one in every municipality in the Valley of the Sun. So I think I'm almost there.
But
yeah,
I always back up
so, yeah.
pretty far, and I had seen the car, but it was parked at the pharmacy drive-through, and then as I was backing up, he raced around to that same thing, and I don't think this is the right speed.
But
So anyway,
so
she
she slammed on the brakes and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that right as she put it up to her mouth, it just went.
Yeah, it just
It was
sloshed out of
actually
there.
pretty funny. but I did buy her a berry lemonade. What's it called? Berry what?
I don't know, something Jamba Juice.
A Jamba Juice. Blueberries and juice and stuff. It was really good.
As payment for spilling frappuccino on her.
Yes. I don't think I have the right size bead.
Oh no, bead crisis. Well, for
it
me,
is because Hobby Lobby is closed tomorrow.
oh yeah. So for me, I haven't. This is the first knitting I've done since the last time you saw me knit on this show. I have not done. I've had really painful hands. My neck has been really a mess, and I guess I've just been. I don't know what I've been doing. I know I did spin. So okay. So I think I told you in a past episode that I have all this Jacob wool, and I started with Esau, and I have like 12 or 13 4-ounce packages of the Naomi wool. It's Jacob wool. So this was the first one I decided to start spinning it. I was like, 2021, I'm going to spin all this wool, and I'm going to make myself a jacket. I talked about that. So I started with Esau. And actually, while I was spinning this, I watched a class on spinning, and I learned a lot. But I thought, well, I better just go ahead and finish it. So maybe if I spun it in a different manner, it would be better. But I spun this up. Now, this has not been washed, so it probably will poof up and be a little bit better. It's a little scratchy. So I walked around. I walked around the house with it on my neck like this after I finished the skein, and I was like, I'm kind of sad because it's kind of scratchy. But I think in an outer jacket, it probably really won't matter. Eve would not want to touch this.
I don't want to touch it any kind of wool. But that's mostly because I like my skin to not have hives on it.
Anyway, so this is a little prickly
What?
here.
She said she's allergic to everything.
I'm
See how
allergic
it's a
to.
little prickly.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to
Kinda
outside
scratchy,
and a
huh?
lot of.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of scratchy. So I don't know. But if you feel like the individual strand, it feels so soft. So anyway, I'm gonna bathe it and thwack it.
Sorry.
And see how it comes out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Anyway,
Okay, pause for loud
Like
noise.
So that was a little
I
bit
would wear
disappointing.
that as a jacket, but not as a scarf. You know.
Right.
as
Well,
a
I think,
scarf.
this isn't going to be a
Yeah.
sweater against my skin.
Yeah.
So, but then I did that. That's one thing I did do. And then I started this. Okay, so I have a friend, an old friend from college. Her name's Nina. And she said she was painting her house. She's a knitter. And we sort of, we knew each other in school back in the late 80s. And, early
Boston?
90s. And actually, Mark roomed with her and Jen one year. So she's a pretty close friend, but you know how you get out of touch with people. But then on Facebook, we've been back in touch a little bit. But anyway, she's a knitter. And then she's also painting her house. And she posted like some pictures, like some swatches on the wall of what they were trying to decide on it. And then she said, okay, we finally made a decision. It's this one. It's called homespun yarn or handspun yarn, something like that. So I commented, I said, well, I can send you some real handspun yarn if you'd like. And she's like, I'd love it. So I said, well, send me your address. And she didn't, of course. But I messaged her and I said, I was serious. Do you want some? And so I decided to spin this. Now, Eve, you will want to touch this. Feel that.
This, that's more like it.
This is alpaca, mostly alpaca. Look at that.
Feels a little
Look
like
at that
your dog.
color. like Rogue, like the soft. She's got wiry. She feels more like this sometimes. Parts of her hair. But anyway, this you can see the color variations. This is called a mystery mix from the local wool mill in Prescott, and they take all their ends and it's alpaca, llama, and sheep wool. All mixed together. What'd you say?
I said I saw a little video on I don't know what on Facebook or whatever of this woman who I guess she services like several farms and goes and shears them and so in the video it shows her like shearing llamas and goats and sheep and everything, and she's talking about how they need to be sheared because I guess once upon a time when sheep were wild or whatever, they would lose their fleece naturally because it would just come off. But then when we domesticated sheep, then they became dependent on humans to shear them, whatever. And so she was talking about how it doesn't hurt them. Blah, blah,
No,
blah.
it's so necessary actually.
And
because-
like she had a sheep there that had missed its shearing the year before somehow, and so it was like very
it's so heavy.
matted or whatever.
It's so heavy, and they go wool blind and everything. Yeah, people are like So anyway, that stuff I had some of it last year. I bought 2. This is like 6, a big. Some of it's missing, but it's a 6-ounce package, and I bought 2 of those last year. And then this past Alpaca Day, we went up there. I can't remember when that was. September? October? I think it was October. Anyway, I went up and I bought 2 more of those, and I'm like, this is what I should be making my sweater out of. But anyway, I promised that to Nina. I'm going to spin that up for her, just for fun. Okay, so today, I don't know, Friday and Saturday have been the longest days of my life. This morning, I was known to yell out in the house, this is going in the podcast. Our dog is sick, which is sad. But so we've been sleeping in the living room with her because she needs to go out. She needs to go out real often because she's kind of got a tummy problem. So I slept out with her 2 nights ago. And last night, my husband slept out with her. And I was real tired. I don't know. I stayed up too late, even though I should have gone to bed. Blah, blah, blah. Very early in the morning, I'm dozing, and I hear crash. And I'm like, no. And I go out, and my husband, all of us got to the kitchen at the same time, and the cats are terrified. And I don't know which one it was, but I had this, you will remember it, this beautiful oval Corningware. It was a shallow oval Corningware dish that
I've always been jealous of it.
I love it. I got it when I got married in 92.
Oh, no.
And
What happened?
okay, this is what happened. It's my fault. It's 100% my fault. I mean, the cat did it. The cat jumped up because, okay, dog is sick. Dog needs bland diet. Dog gets chicken made in the Instant Pot and rice, and we mix it together. So when I took the chicken out of the Instant Pot, I put it in that shallow dish because it's perfect, and I shredded the chicken in it. And then because it was super late at night when we did that for her, it was when we got home from Robert's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know when it was. Anyway, I left it out on the counter. And so the cat, of course, is attracted by chicken and jumped up, and it slipped off and scared him. I'm hoping it scared them both from jumping on the counter. I doubt it. I doubt it. But anyway, so that was very sad. And I'm like, that's like as long as my marriage.
I plan to go to that kitchen shop out at the outlet store because I need a bigger casserole dish. They might have something.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so that Corningware is gone to
That's
the
very
Corningware
sad.
place in the sky. That was very sad. And then we were like, okay, we're gonna plant. So we went to the nursery the other day, and with them, I went with them, and I got some plants for our front box because last year I planted bulbs and they were pretty, but I didn't take care of them and they didn't come up this spring. Anyway, so we're like, we're gonna sort of redo the box. And what we used to have in there was a plant called Ruellia, which is an easy growing plant, and it has these beautiful purple flowers that bloom every morning, and then they kind of wilt and die off in the day, and then they bloom again in the morning. It's so beautiful. And that whole box used to be filled with it, and then it got really kind of out of hand, and we cut it back. So we have one corner with a big bush, and then the Ruellia is kind of at the bottom of that bush. But the box was empty, and I put the bulbs in last year, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, well, those plants go really well, and let's get some more of them. So I was at the nursery with them, and I didn't know that Ruellia came in 3 different colors. Because we always had just purple, and I see purple everywhere in landscaping around. But it also comes in white and pink. So I texted my husband, I'm like, and it said on there, the name of the plant was Katie Ruellia. So I said, I didn't know Katie Ruellia comes in 3 colors. And he writes back, I dated her before I met you. So that's my husband. Anyway, so this morning we go to plant them. And he's got this really great tiller that you know, breaks up the soil and everything, and he even uses it a little bit to dig holes a little bit. And so we were digging, and it took forever this morning. It was so hot. Anyway, we got them in, except one of the plants, the pink one, no, the white one, the pot was cracked on the side. I don't know if you remember. Yeah. And so but we had to cut the top of it to break the pot off to get the plant out. So as we were doing that, he notices right in that crack that all these roly-poly bugs are coming out. and he's like, what's that? And he's like, oh, those are roly-polies. But then there was kind of a lot of them, and they got all over the ground, and he freaked out. He's like, they're grossing me out. I'm like, they're just roly-polies, man. And he's like, oh, they grossed me out. So I didn't know my grown husband was afraid of roly-polies. But
wait till the cicadas come out.
Oh, no, we're all scared of those. Cicadas are nasty, and they're random, and they just... Like, if you have wings, if God gave you wings, why can you not use them to fly in a straight line?
Ask penguins.
Here's a cicada. It's just like flop all over the place.
So
they're just terrifying.
This is a horrible story, but I'm going to tell. I had an aunt. She passed away a long time ago. But her stepson, they lived in not a rural area, but it wasn't big city or anything like that. And so they had their trash, they burned it in a like an oil drum kind of thing. And I went out, we were visiting, and I went out there, and I saw him throwing things into the fire. And it would make a popping sound when he did. And he would pull the wings off of them and throw them in the fire.
Cicadas?
Yes.
Nasty.
It was so cool.
Who was that?
Dale.
Dale.
Is that his name? Uncle El's son.
Oh, I don't know.
Aaron?
Not Aaron.
Not Aaron.
Aaron's stepbrother.
The older boy.
Oh, I don't know.
It was horrible. I was like, okay, I don't like those bugs either, but that's me.
Okay, first of all, you gotta touch them to do that, which is disgusting. And actually, it's crane fly season. Although we don't have a lot, we haven't had a lot yet. But in our house, I don't know if you know what a crane fly is. It looks like a giant mosquito, but it's not a mosquito. It's just a big green, like bug with big legs, and it's also a flippy bug, as we call it. And they're just random. I can't stand random bugs. That's what's wrong with cockroaches, because they run like this, right? Like, don't be random. If you're just going in a straight line like an ant, I can predict where you're going and I know what you're going to do. But don't be random. So crane flies are very random. But when they come in the house, we see one of us will put off the alarm. Woot, woot, woot. Crane fly sighting.
That's one thing I love about Snug, my cat Snug, is that he is the #1 bug wrangler. And like, if there's a fly or something, it's like.
Well, I don't know. Storm's pretty good. I was sleeping out in the living room because my mom and dad were visiting, and
this is when you were at the
other house,
Baylor Street.
Oh.
And I was sleeping out on the couch in the living room, and the cat woke me up making this strange sound. It was morning. It wasn't dark, but it wasn't bright sunshine. But that living room had a lot of windows, so there was enough light to see, kind of. But when I don't have my glasses on, I'm relatively blind. Okay, not relative. And so I saw the cat was like going and making the sound and going like that. And
you recognize the bug hunt?
Well, no, because I'd never heard him make that sound before. And I looked up and I was like, is there a roach on the ceiling? And I didn't want it to fall on me, so I put my glasses on.
Because that would prevent it from falling?
No, make it easier for me. Make it easier
run
for
away.
me to run away. So I put my glasses on, and I looked up again, and I'm like, no, that's a scorpion.
Oh my God.
And it was walking toward the wall.
Wait a minute.
And it
Not
was
on
in
Baylor, on Cindy.
Cindy, I'm sorry.
No,
So you didn't have scorpions
I
at
lived on
Baylor?
Baylor Street. I don't remember any.
Sorry. Cindy, you
scorpions.
had a lot
On
of
Cindy
Street. You had a lot of
and
scorpions.
it's walking to. It's in the middle of the ceiling. I guess it came from the light fixture in the middle of the ceiling, and it's walking toward the wall, up on the ceiling. And I was like. Because I didn't want it to go down that wall, because that's where the TV was and all this. I would never be able to find it.
Oh.
And I'm
So
like,
you get the Aquanet.
Dad,
That's when you get the
Dad.
Aquanet out.
No, I don't have a.
Of course not, but Aquanet's good for that.
So I'm like, there's a scorpion. And
I'm afraid. I am now that I live out here, I am terrified of ever seeing. Fortunately, I have never seen one anywhere I lived, except that vacation.
That cabin.
But
She had tons of them at that house.
I did. He come out, and I was like, we need something to put over it, but we need to be able to reach it. And I had one of those telescoping poles that you change the light bulbs with.
Yep.
And I
And
put tape.
Yep.
I put tape around there, and we went like that, and it stuck to it. And And Dad took it outside and killed it. But I was flipping out. I was like, man, if that thing falls, we are never finding it, and I will have to move.
So I used to be afraid of scorpions, like, because I'd never seen one, and I had but I had a dream once that I was in Mom and Dad's room in New Mexico, and I was on the bed, and the whole floor was covered in scorpions, and they were coming at me, and I was up on the bed like, "Arr!" but I've seen scorpions, I think, twice in that apartment over here near here.
The one that I lived in, that apartment.
Yeah, whatever it was called, Presidio at that time. And we think they came in because we had the refrigerator changed twice, and we think it came in with the fridge. So in Arizona, if those of you don't know, in pretty established developments, you don't get a lot of scorpions. But in developments, housing developments that are near the desert or new, you have a lot. And some people like in Scottsdale get rattlesnakes in their yards and stuff.
We get also bobcats and coyotes.
Yeah, I saw a bobcat on their street one night, and then.
But I think that was mostly when they were doing the 202, and their habitat was very disturbed.
Maybe, but yeah, I saw a bobcat on this street outside this house, not right here in front of the house, but just around the corner. And one night I was driving by here and I saw a coyote go under the fence.
Yeah, I've seen coyotes.
Gate.
And I've, when I was driving Uber, as I was leaving, I would see coyotes running up 32nd Street, like, time to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party's over.
Yeah. And I would go pick up people, and there would be coyotes drinking off of the water from people watering,
Yep. Yeah.
And they would look up at your lights like, try to get rid of me.
I'm
here to stay.
What I'm afraid of.
Do you ever hear him howling? Here?
Yeah, no.
No.
Just the owl.
I'm afraid of Snug finding a scorpion and trying to eat it because
no, they say cats are really good at killing.
Yeah, but Snug, he's the one that tried to eat a wasp when I lived in Little Rock. On the balcony outside of my apartment, on the walls there, or under the, I lived on the second floor, and there was a balcony above me on the third floor, and on the back side of the building where I lived were wasp nests, and like one year there was one in my doorway of my balcony hanging, and I had to call maintenance to come get rid of this thing.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this crazy story. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. So apparently you can knit or crochet a fake wasp nest and hang it in your doorway. And wasps will not build a nest there because they think there's already a nest there.
Because of those plants we bought, we're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading up on them, and I'm like, all of them say, yeah, they'll attract hummingbirds, but also bees and wasps.
But what? So
he
one
tried
time,
to eat one?
yeah, he would when I had gotten. I didn't used to do it when I first lived there, but then later on, I got to where I would open my balcony door because I thought, because there wasn't a screen door or anything, and I would see people with their balcony doors standing open all the time. I'm like, don't they get flies or what?
Yeah.
But I thought, what the heck, and so I got to where I had my balcony door open a lot, and one day, of course, flies would come in. And Snug would catch the flies and he would eat them.
Yeah. We used to call Tyler, my cat Tyler, we used to call him Mr. Miyagi because he could catch flies like that.
And then one day
my dog though cowers.
one day a wasp was flying around out there, and I was like, oh no. So I'm trying to get the cats to come in, and Snug, he sees the wasp and I see him going after it, and he went and he caught it and tried to gobble it up, and then I saw him go, and the wasp was,
Oh, wow.
and so he runs away and he's shaking his head, and I was looking at his mouth, making sure he wasn't stung, whatever, but he didn't have any swelling or anything like that. So I think the wasp just buzzed around his mouth or something and scared him, and he's, didn't bite it. But I was so, and Puck wouldn't come in. I was like trying to get Puck to come in off the balcony so I could shut the door and keep the wasp out.
Oh my gosh.
But, yeah.
Well, it's so funny. I was thinking about when our boys now, our cats, Calvin and Hobbs, we got them a year ago. A year ago. And almost a year ago.
The same ones that broke your dish.
The same ones that broke my dish, but they're so cute. What can you do? Anyway, but they would catch flies, that would come in because it was summer. When they started to get older in the summer, and they started catching flies. And then one day a cricket got in, and they were so fascinated, and they ate it. We just watched. We're like, fine, kill the cricket. But and I was like, that tastes a lot better, doesn't it? And it made me think of that scene in Lord of the Rings where Gollum is talking to himself, and how she hasn't had, she would love the hobbits because all she gets is orcs, and they don't taste very good, does they? That's what I thought of. Like, they don't taste very good, does they? You get a nice fat juicy cricket. Now that's a treat.
My cats probably snug. I don't know if Puck got in on it, but I would, every now and then I would get cockroaches in my apartment because
you lived in Little Rock?
Because I lived in Little Rock, it was very wet, but also because my apartment overlooked the dumpster.
Yeah,
where
gross.
And so they would get into the building and, whatever, once in a while. We had an exterminator service, but, you can't keep them all out. But, so one would get into my apartment, whatever, and I'd wake up in the morning and find like a dead cockroach on its back with its leg torn off or something. Yeah.
Well, that's good though. They earn their keep that way.
Yeah. And my bug wrangler is
Well, it's funny because Tyler, he used to catch flies when he was young, but when he got older, one time a cricket came in, so I was watching to see what he would do, and he's just sitting there, and he's just watching it. It crawls over his paw, and he goes, and I'm like, "You're fired. You are fired." But
yeah.
Look, I'm working on Eli's sweater. I only have 1.5 inches to go. Oh, here's the front.
That sounds like not very much, but just go over your sweater.
That's
but
why
it's a lot less than you had before.
I know, and it's a lot less than I mean it. That's part of the reason it's taken me so long is because this is just the sea of stockinette, and it's not exactly because it has. I think I've told you it's got a ribbing in it, so it's 6 knit, 1 purl, and I keep missing the purl. And that's part of what's frustrating. But what's interesting is that I started this pretty long ago. Sorry, Eli. And my knitting, you can see differences in my knitting because, your tension changes and, when I started it versus now. But anyway, it's going to have a zipper right here, which I have to put in a zipper. Can you believe that? Anyway, it's coming along. I had 1.5 inches when I sat down, so maybe I have 1.25 inches. I figured it out the other day when I measured it. It was only going to be like 12 more rows or something, but then I didn't pay attention and I lost count. So anyway, poor thing. I'll have it done when it's hot outside.
It's already hot outside.
I know.
Yeah,
it's not warm enough to swim, but it is
degrees.
Hot. In other places, you would probably swim when it's 90 degrees or 92 or whatever.
It's not here. It's too cold.
No,
I have to have it 110.
Yeah, if it gets over 100, I'll be out in that pool. It's different in the fall as it's cooling off because the water's been warm, so it kind of has some residual warmth.
Yeah,
like a bath.
But yeah, there's times we go swimming. It's
like a bathtub. That's what I like. I like not being shocked when I get in. I don't care if it's a little warm. But I'll have to tell you one more story. So when I was here for Robert's birthday, my dad oh, see, it's just making me sneeze just talking about it. My dad was going to go out the door to go check the mail. And whenever anybody goes out the front door, Eve's little dog barks. I don't know why. She doesn't like anybody going in and out.
It's anybody.
It doesn't matter who it is. You open the door, and the alarm beep beeps, and she barks. So my dad was going out. I don't think Rogue was even in the room. I was sitting over here at the table, and I sneezed. Like, literally, right as he opened the door, I sneezed. And my dad thought it was the dog, and he goes, "Shut up." And Robert thought it was so funny, he was dying laughing. Well, okay, so guess what? Now, every time I sneeze at home, which has been a lot because the Palo Verdes are blooming, so I'm a mess.
My pool has
my
a whole
husband
bunch of
says,
Palo Verdes.
I sneeze, my husband, instead of saying bless you or anything sweet like that, he goes, "Shut up." So, thanks, Dad. Oh my gosh. That's my life. That's my life. Anyway, I think we better wrap up.
Yeah.
I hit the end of my thread.
I just have to put on this, and I'll be finished with this.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. What are you doing?
I almost lost this thread. I had pulled it off.
So I'm going to tell you. So you remember when we filmed in my box that day?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or in front of my box? The other day, I looked and I found a little twirled up thread of yours in one of my little shelves. And I threw it away. Anyway.
I wonder what happened to that thread.
You've been looking for that thread for 3 months. Anyway, well, thank you for joining us, and please subscribe and hit the like button, and please leave us some comments of what you guys are working on in your crafting journey, and because we love to hear that.
What the mailman has done to you.
Oh, true. Yeah. All right.
Not if.
I used to
Not
live
if.
in a. I lived for a while in a what I call the customer service vortex between the UPS man, like not taking stuff off the truck when you know they leave you a little note and they're supposed to take stuff off the truck so that you could go pick it up at the UPS place. They wouldn't do that. Well, they're new. I was like, they're substitute driver. I was like, that's not my problem.
Sounds like a you problem.
But then the U.S. the postal service guy leaving my mail at the person on the other side of the street. My address was 503 East 7th. Her address was 503 East 6th, but her door faced 7th Street. And so half the time I would get stuff like the mailman left this at my door. I was like, I was lucky that she was a nice person. Because one time it was a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, okay, use your brain. If she's 503 East 6th, they can't both be 503 East 7th. But yeah, so.
Got a little postal anger here.
Yeah. Postal.
Anyway, we were saying goodbye.
Yes. Sorry. It's a coda. It was a coda.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. You can't turn it off.